Thank you for everybody for joining this webinar. This is Pipe Network for CAD Managers, Understanding Part Builder for Labeling Pipe Networks in Civil 3D. I'm Jeff Haney. I'm a Senior Technical Specialist here at ATG, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, jhaney@atgusa.com. Some of today's topics has to do with certain issues. One has to do with thinking outside, going, have you ever looked at your pipe catalog or part builder and wanted to put in a certain pipe, maybe a 2-inch PVC that comes up on a lot of training questions and also support questions, so maybe something like that. Or maybe you're just trying to label a material correctly. Sometimes those get a little wacky and you want to make sure to label PVC correctly or HDPE correctly. So we're going to learn how to create a simple custom part today. We are going to use XML files, and I'll show you the locations that you need to find those. And we'll do some labeling in our plain view. Again, some learning objectives: customizing a pipe network XML file, and how to label certain features correctly. And with that, I am going to go ahead into AutoCAD Civil 3D 2020. That's the program we're going to be using for today. And right off the bat, we're just going to take this out of the box template, and we're just going to save this. And nothing spectacular on this part. We're just going to put it on our desktop and call it ATG. So right from the get-go here, let's go ahead and talk about our settings and our pipe network. And we're going to go to parts list. And as you know from working in civil, you can have a sanitary sewer parts list. You can have a storm parts list. And you can even modify a few other ones if you wanted to add more to it. So we're going to go ahead and hit Edit Sewer. And we're just going to take a look around here real quick. So out of the box, we have PVC pipes available to us, and these are what's in here right now. If I come in here and right click on our PVC pipe and go to our part size, we have a list of items that we can put in here that's not already populated. So we can go ahead and put 30-inch in, 36-inch, and 42, all that. However, we don't see a 2-inch PVC. So one of the things we can do is just hop out of here, and we will go to our part builder. And some people like to type it in. I'm a typer. If you guys don't, you can go through the ribbon and pick that there. And right from the get-go on this part builder screen, we're going to change our catalog from structures to pipes. We're mostly going to talk about pipes today. Structures, it's its own beast, and that might be saved for another webinar down the line. But we're going to concentrate more on pipes today. Our PVC is going to be under our circular pipes. And we're just going to go in here and modify a size. So we're going to go over here to size parameters. We're going to, in this case, just click on any of them and it'll highlight and get to where we need to go. For this case, because somebody always wants to have a reference, let's do PID, and we're going to hit edit. And notice as you're looking through this list, we do not see 2 inches here. Some calculations area, that's where we can get some of our parameter configurations at. And of course, calculations here. We're just going to click on one of these and we're going to hit new. It's going to toss it in here at the bottom. And we're just going to assign it as 2. The wall thickness, of course, you always want to verify what material it is and what the wall thickness is. Knowing this is 3 up here for 3" .6 is 1.6. We're just going to just go with 0.15 for now. And we're going to hit OK. We'll save this. And we're going to hop out of Part Builder and go back into our AutoCAD. We'll go back to our parts list for sanitary. And notice we haven't done anything yet at the moment. We just added the part into Part Builder. Now we need to put it into our parts list. So we're going to add part size. And if you want to do individual, we can. But one of the things that you will notice is it puts it down at the bottom. That's cool. We still have our part that we can choose from. So let's just go ahead and put that in. Verified material is PVC. We'll apply a style to that to match the others. And notice it's listed at the bottom. Some people don't care too much for that. They want to see it in order, and that's going to be a problem. Let's just go ahead and remove this for now. And I want to show you that there's some magic that needs to happen. So if I go ahead and hit PVC pipe again, let's add our part sizes, and we're just going to go ahead and take them all, assign our material, hit OK. Notice it's still going to be at the bottom. So one of the methods that we can do to change this is go into our XML editor and modify some stuff. So if we go into our File Explorer, and we can notice if we go into this link here, that's where a lot of our stuff will be happening at. And that's where we're going to do. So we're going to go to our C program data and Autodesk, and make sure you grab the correct year. Notice I have 18, 19, 20, and 21. I'm using Civil 3D 2020, so I need to be in that program. As you know, doing CAD management and stuff, there's always certain things you probably should do, and some of that is you probably want to back up anything. So we're going to be doing a lot of things in this E and U area. I would recommend just come in here and zip file this up and put it on your desktop, put it on a drive that you can come back and get to, just in case you might need to come back to it and have a fresh start again. So it's always good to have that backup. So from here, we'll go right into there, and we are going to be working with pipes catalog. A lot of times you can do XML edits with this shared file, and this here is a very good one. And we're not going to do anything in this one today, but this is a very good one that you can come in and modify a lot of different strings, geometry, catalog entry stuff right from here. Going back one level, we're going to do a lot of our stuff in this US Imperial pipes. And we're going to work in our circular pipes. We changed that PVC, so we need to go into that XML edit for here. So let's go Imperial. And if you don't have edit with Notepad++, I highly recommend having that, or edit with XML Notepad. It just makes saving an XML file a little bit easier, and also working with just besides the normal Notepad. And that's just going to a website and downloading it. So as you are looking through this list, you probably already noticed that our 2-inch PVC is right here instead of up on top. But we have to get all this stuff to line up directly. So anything that says R19, no matter where it's at, we are going to move that to the top. So you just highlight, and we're just going to copy it and move it up. Now, you can go ahead and delete this, or you can do, your cut and paste that way. That is fine, as long as you get it up to where it needs to go, or in the order that it needs to go. So we're going to do this right here was for the pipe diameter. Now we're doing the wall thickness. The primary key as far as the strings of what it needs to find and where it's looking, we need to go ahead and move this up as well. And now we have successfully put it in the correct order. Now notice it says R0, 1, 2, 3, all the way through, and this happens to be 19. So we aligned what we needed to up with all for 19 to be 2-inch PVC. Now, one thing I have not experimented with is, should we go through and renumber all these, being R0 all the way down to 19 in the correct order that way? I don't know. That might be some good research for your particular company person. Or if you just like playing around with technology, go ahead and see how this behaves if you change this to be 0 and go to 19. But that's good for us right now. This will work. We're just going to save, and we're going to get out of it. Now, anytime you change anything with your parts catalog, you always want to do a part catalog region. So we're just going to type in part catalog region and run it. And we're only doing pipes. That's good, but it's always a good habit to do pipes and structures. So we will do that. Now, once we go back into our list, again, we haven't done anything special here. Let's just go ahead and delete this out. And let's put this back in. Let's rerun our sizes and material. Let's go ahead and type it in or select it. Let's select it. And now it has been reordered and put the 2-inch up on top. So that is one way to help refresh that catalog to be in the proper order, because some people would like that. Now, I have a person who responded on our chat, and they have said that they actually go ahead and renumber it R0 to R19 in the correct order, assuming that matters. So that is cool to know and very interesting. So that's good information to share with you guys. So I appreciate that comment. Now, as we go through here, one thing to know, we can always add more catalogs. And if you don't know how to do that, let's just hit add part family, and then say you need to bring in HDP. Just select it, move it over. There's no data in here like there is with that. So we'll just do add part sizes. We'll do them all. And notice we do not have an HDPE in here at the moment. Sometimes you're able to go ahead and just type it in. And let's see what happens when we do that. It does keep it in this particular case. Now, on this list, and one of the things I want to point out is there's no other drop downs and stuff for that. Like there is no VCP for our clay pipes. I'm in Indiana. There's clay everywhere in Indiana. So that might be beneficial to, you know, people in Indiana. You might need to have CPP or something else called out differently. Maybe you want that reinforced concrete to be said RCP. There's a lot of different variables that you want to have or want to see. So let's just go ahead and work with that at this moment. Let's go back into our editor. And we're going to take a look at a few different things. We can go ahead and change our HTTP stuff here. We can add different catalogs through here. And we can also add drop downs for each one. So let's go ahead and go back one level. Sorry, 2 levels. And we are going to work with this AECC shared properties list. Now, had I come in here earlier and showed you guys, this HDPE wasn't in here a while ago. That's why when I typed it in a while ago, it worked. But maybe I want to preset a lot of things, or I want to do this stuff for my template and for my company so I don't have to worry about it later. I would just come in here and copy some of this stuff and bring it down. So let's go ahead and add CPP, and let's add VCP. And maybe this is something, you know, of course, you'll probably make your own parts catalog for VCP or CPP, but maybe you're just going to use PVC and you're just going to switch the category out. That's fine too. Let's see how this works from that drop-down list. So let's go ahead and save it. Now I'll come back over here and let's look at this. Now this has been added for CPP and VCP. We'll do, in this case, HTTP was already added, but let's go ahead and hit add part sizes. We will go ahead and select HTTP here, but if we were working with that CPP or VCP, we can select those. Now we got it added. And if you guys didn't know, this little trick on getting your styles to behave correctly for the whole list, you can hit on this floppy disk looking thing, and you can specify what style you would like to use automatically when it gets brought in. All right. At this point, let's go ahead and just bring some network stuff in. We'll create a sanitary network. And we'll just throw some labels in. This guy right here, just as a tidbit, this is how you can add layers and stuff. And by default, it's going to be with the storm stuff. What I have seen people do to help this process so they don't have to switch layers all the time is just come in here for your template, go straight into your properties, and just go ahead and make a network for both sanitary and storm and set those layers and have that as your template, as part of your template. That way, when you go to run a network, all you have to do is just right click, edit network, and just start populating your data in. That's just a quick way to get moving quicker on your pipe networks. I'm actually not going to switch any layers at this point, so let's go ahead and get this back up. And notice my 2-inch PVC is already here. And I can just go ahead and populate that information. As we can see, it already says 2-inch here, and it says PVC here. Let's go ahead and do one for our storm. Again, the layers if you need to. Since we're doing storm, let's go ahead and flip this information over to storm stuff. And not really concerned about design stuff at the moment, so let's just populate a few in. Now, one thing that you were seeing is we have that RCP is pretty lengthy as far as wording, reinforced concrete pipe. And obviously you don't really care about seeing that in here. We want to make sure it says RCP, condensed, looks sharper on the screen and on your plans. So we're going to go ahead and modify a few of that stuff. One of the ways that you could do that is by going into our part builder again. We'll work with our concrete pipes. And we're going to just take a look at a few items. Right here is our reinforced concrete pipe area. If you look at our parameter configurations, it says constraint and string. We can go ahead and click on this and put it as a list. That's one way we can take care of this, just by switching that. Another way we can do that is come in here to our materials and let's just type in RCP here, but notice that will not work for me. I would need to make a change in our XML editor. Let's go ahead and save that. But we did make that change, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go part builder. Sorry, not part builder, part catalog regen. And just by running it doesn't do anything. So of course, let's swap our parts out, and you can just do the same one if you wanted to. So let's just do that. And let's go in here and take a look at that. Now, if I scroll down through here, a while ago, I could not get to materials because it was grayed out. Now I have that list and I can flip between them. But we have a problem with that right now. So let's just go ahead and flip that and show you something in the XML editor area. We are going to find our concrete pipe. Oops, grab the wrong one. Come in here and we're going to look at a couple things. So as we scroll down here, we see our inner pipe diameter, our wall thickness, and notice we have this list here for materials. What we can do now is we can actually delete this out, or we can make some changes for the string and stuff. Let's just delete it out for now. Because what should happen is it reads the parts list where we added the other stuff. Or, as if I come back in and take this out, another way of doing that would be taking this reinforced concrete pipe, and let's just type in RCP here. So a couple different methods to manipulating this XML editor. Let's save that. Part catalog regen. And let's swap our part again. Notice now it went from this really long wording of reinforced concrete pipe to this RCP. And this is all done using that XML editor. So don't be afraid to go into Part Builder and make some changes. That's an option that you can do. And also you'll need to have a little bit of that play anyway. But go into that XML editor, take a look around and see what's going on behind the scenes a little bit. And the more you understand it, the better off you'll be when you're creating these parts. So I have that up, my bad. So again, that is going to our C drive, program data, Autodesk, and then which version of the software you are using. In this case, Civil 3D 2020. And then we're just going to go into that ENU. And we were working with a few different files. So as long as you go into our pipes catalog, our US Imperial pipes. Now again, if you're doing structures, go in here to structures and work that way. For pipes, we're in here. And again, if you were trying to add stuff to that drop down list, you just come in here to that share properties. And let's open that back up one more time. And we can add to it by putting this in. Also, since we changed that one variable earlier, we can also change it here too. And we'll just do RCP. So you can just keep a rundown list as you're going through. Notice while ago when I added earlier, it already populated that. So technically I didn't need that changed. It's not going to hurt anything, so let's just go ahead and hit save. And another area that we focused on I'm going to get you guys used to going here. Go back here, go to US Imperial. Let's go to our circular pipes. And then whichever category that you want to use or manipulate, that's what you want to be in. So if you're working with PVC, it's down here on this one. And you always want to click the XML Editor. If you are doing RCP, go up here to our concrete pipe and work with it. Again, we'll make our changes. If you need to add sizes, go into Part Builder, add that size, rearrange, and make it look this way. If you're having issues with getting that material to come up with RCP here, and it says reinforced concrete pipe, again, if you wanted to, you could actually just delete this and then we'll go back to referencing our file over here on the shared properties list. And then you can just pick it from the drop down. So Part Builder and XML files to help get your labels to show up correctly. That's our main focus for today. And does anybody have any questions at this moment? Well, I hope you guys learned a few things about your pipe networks. I hope you learned how to use XML file and how to edit it. So one, where to find it at. One, how to edit using Notepad++ or another version of it. And I hope you learned how you can use that pipe network labels to help get those quirky things to look better. Again, if you have any questions, and please feel free to email me. One question here about copying an existing pipe network. That's a very good question. So yes, you can go into your part builder. You can copy that existing parts list and make a new pipe that way. And you can assign it, say you need that clay option pipe and you want to make that part of your builder. Just go ahead and put that in and assign it, and now it's part of that parts family. If you don't have any more questions, feel free to email me after the fact. We can talk about it, and I'm open for discussions on my email, on LinkedIn, anywhere like that. So thank you for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Thank you all.